Hi, and welcome to another edition of What a Week with me, Cecilia Marquis. Now, tonight on the panel will be Mr. Tony Crossbody.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, Tony. Oh, I love that.
Hi, Cecilia.
I love that shirt. Love the glasses.
Oh, yes, yeah. Summertime. I'm in the spirit.
I was going to say, someone's definitely dressed for the summer.
Yes.
No, you're looking fabulous, darling. And also, I have a young man. I'll call him young. He loves to be called young, and he's quite funny sometimes. No other than Mr. Comedy himself.
What a go.
An introduction, Mr. C.
Oh, thank you so much, Cecilia. Good to see you, Tony. What, Tony? Well, yes, boy.
Do you like it?
Listen, he's taking me right back to Hawaii 5-0. Bless up, man. Looking good. Both of you looking colourful. I've gone for the neutral grey today because I know, say, oh, England summer soon done. As soon as furlough's over, as soon as this whole lockdown thing is over, we're going back to the normal British weather.
I know. Let's not even think about it. Let's just enjoy, the weather for now, because it's sort of intermittent at the moment. 1 minute it's beautiful and sunny, and I came out almost in my bikini today, and then I had to go run back in because the clouds. So it was a shame. But Mr. C, no introduction, so that's why I paused, because I thought you'd come in, with a bit of a bang for us.
No, you know what? I'm a humble man. I'm a humble man.
Are you now?
Thank you.
Okay, so what have you guys been up to this week?
Well, this week it's just been another week. Just head down, man. Just trying to acquire new skills. Try to find out new things to do online. I've been watching a few programs and events as well. Obviously, we spoke about Sitting in Limbo last week, and oh man, yeah. There's been a few good programs that I've been watching, so I've had a good week. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Well, just before we go any further, there is another young lady joining us this evening, and I almost forgot to introduce her. I was so busy with you two because I was just in such awe of these gorgeous men in front of me. But yes, I've got to introduce a lovely young lady by the name of Missy. And Missy, welcome. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. Hi, Missy.
Hi. Hello.
I almost forgot, darling. How could I do that? You know what it's like, ladies, when we see gorgeous men in front of our eyes, everything the window. Do you know, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm really should be tired, but I'm good because I done some workout today. Then I done a run with my daughter today, and I went into a meeting, and now I'm here.
Okay, brilliant. I did some exercise today, but we can talk about that later because I'm keen to know the other two, if they exercise at all, but we'll see. Yeah. Oh, that's what I thought.
No. Oh, lovely weather we're having outside, isn't it?
Pardon?
Lovely weather we're having outside, isn't it? It's almost too hot to do any exercise outside.
Well, I'm not going to say anything. I've been exercising inside, not outside. I dare not go outside. The body's not quite ready yet, so you don't want to show it off. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
That's my excuse.
Well, I'm okay because I'm at my daughter's area, so they don't really know me. I'm good.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm good.
Let me just ask you.
Sorry, I did say run. Sorry, it was actually a jog.
Oh, really? No, but
okay.
Any form of exercise, darling, is good exercise. Okay, so don't put yourself down. All right? Yes. We have a slight feedback, but don't worry. So yes. You mentioned you've got children. With the school reopening, with the school reopening this week, has that affected you at all?
Well, not for myself. Reopening of the schools, no, it hasn't affected me. My children are quite of a decent age. It hasn't
affected me because my daughter's grown.
She's got no children. Oh, okay. But what is your opinion, guys, on the schools reopening this week? I mean, you must have loved ones who have got young children who have had to go back to school.
Well,
you know, my problem is the traffic.
The traffic.
So, I don't like the idea of them going back to school right now because it's taking me longer to get to where I need to go.
Oh yes.
So that's I can't understand why kids are going back to school now in the summer. I mean, you might as well just call it summer break and then start in September. I'm not really seeing the point of them going back pretty much in summertime. I don't know if anybody else agrees.
No, I completely agree. I think it's a waste of time sending the children back. Only they're going to break up in the next couple of weeks. It doesn't make sense. They should have just leave it at, that the majority of them are starting in September anyway. So why didn't they just let all of them start in September? Absolutely.
It's because they want the children to be guinea pigs to see if it's safe to go outside. That's what happens. And nobody pick up anything work quicker than children. That's why. So they're saying, let's use the lesser people's children as guinea pigs to test to see whether this coronavirus has disappeared or not.
I think it's too soon, personally. I think it's definitely too soon because they still testing and I mean, they've opened the shops as well, but we're going to come to that. But I just think in terms of schools, it's just way too soon. What do you think, Missy? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're just saying, what's your views, Miss I?
Oh, school in New York. My sister's in New York and she's got a son, and they go back to school in September. So I understand. I understand. If they go back to school, they should go back for weeks, not to couple of weeks and then finish in July. It doesn't make sense. If they're going back to school, they should go for a couple of months.
Yeah,
but you know what I think it is as well? I think one of the reasons that the government are doing it now is because I think they want to test this social distancing thing. So it's like they've got a few weeks to it's almost like running like a pilot scheme to see how the kids sort of deal with the social distancing. They've marked out classrooms. In some cases, they've marked out spaces in the playground for kids. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why they've started now and not in September.
Oh, so you think they're using it as like a test run, so to speak?
Right. Because obviously things have changed now. Kids are not going to be sitting next to each other in the way they were before. And I've seen some photographs of playgrounds where they've actually marked out spaces. So yeah, I guess in a way it makes sense to try it now, and then they can iron out the creases for the new term.
Right. I mean, my thing is with all that as well is the fact that the mental effect it's going to have on the kids, because they're used to a class, between 20, 30 in a class, and now some classes have been broken down as little as sort of 8 in a class. I mean, that's quite a drastic fall, and whereas the others have been left at home. What do you think will be the mental effects on some of these children?
Even as well as the playtime, because the playtime they want to play together.
That's right.
I'm sure they won't be playing together.
I mean,
that is going to have an effect on them too.
Well, I think reduced classes will have a big benefit for them, because now that instead of having, as you correctly said, 20 to 30 children in a class, now they're going to have 8. So they'll get a little bit more attention that they richly deserve. So it will almost be like they're at private school. So on that front, it's a good thing. As regards to playground time, how are they going to be playing football and tag and British Bulldog and all the other things, poo-poo on a stick, and how are you gonna? You can't. Yeah, man, you can't social distance. Children don't know how to social distance. They don't know how to do it.
No,
especially the younger ones.
Yeah, exactly. My nephew, he's 3 years old, and he goes to a nursery. And bless him, when he saw me, obviously we've been isolated for so long, and the minute he saw me, the first thing he wanted to do was run into my arms, and his mum had to literally pull him back because it was like, no, you can't. And he looked a bit like, why,
Yeah.
He's wondering, why can't he hug his auntie Cece, by the way, I'm Auntie Cece. And he, I just felt my heart just sank, because it was so sad. I didn't know how to respond or
Mm.
react to it, to be honest, because it's just difficult to explain to a 3-year-old why you can't have hugs and kisses, which is what he's accustomed to.
Yeah, and you see, and because of political correctness, now it's very difficult to explain these terms to a child. See, back in our days, you could have just said, Auntie Cece's got the lurgies, and the child would have just stay away from you.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes. But talking about schools, what do you think about the school meals? And you know, I'm very proud of this young man, the footballer Marcus Rashford. So I have to look at his names. I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but Marcus Rashford. I think, you know what? I'm so proud of him, because we've got all these other footballers, and no disrespect to them, but I mean, the fact that they've come out, well, they haven't come out, but he's come out, and he's a young man. He's been through it. He knows what it's like. You know, I just think it's just brilliant. And guess what? We got the results, because at first the government was, you know, they weren't really going to have none of it. But look, I've heard today, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that it's been overturned. The free school meals, guys.
Yeah, that's correct. There was a backwards and forwards thing with between the government and Marcus Rashford, and I think that the Prime Minister sort of saw the backlash. Right. And although he tried to hold his ground, he realised that if he was going to stick to what he was thinking about doing, that would already increase his already plummeting popularity. So I think, you know, for the cause of you know, of pleasing the public, then I think then he changed his mind. But good on Marcus Rashford. I mean, this is what we need. You know, people of high profile, you know, putting the pressure on with the support of people. You can get certain things done.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think I commend him, because he's young, and the fact that he went through it, he knows what it's like, and he pushed for it, and we got the results. So fair dues is what I can say to that.
Yeah.
No, man, top guy, man. And as you rightly said, we need to see more of our celebrities coming out with initiatives and ideas on how we can help our communities, and not just in our own community, but collectively as a community. Everybody, black, white, Asian, you know, whatever color, shade, or creed you are. So yeah, no, top marks to Marcus Rashford. Salute you, sir.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Hopefully, maybe there might be more. This might encourage more celebrities to come out and speak up and, you know, say what they're afraid to say, because I think a lot of them are hiding behind their fat paychecks. That's just not.
Well, you know, we've seen quite a few of them lately, didn't we? We saw Anthony Joshua come out for the Black Lives Matter and give a speech. We saw John Boyega, who starred in Star Wars, come out and give a speech. There are a few of them coming out. Some of them, I guess, will have reasons of their own why they won't come out, and I don't think necessarily we should try to guilt them. But it does show that celebrity power does work. It works because they have influence, they have a lot of followers, and if you can get that pressure on the powers that be, then you can get certain things changed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my only thing is that I think it's right that we should, you know, now is the time for us to come out as Black people. We've never had such a stronger voice and opinion now that, one, it will be listened to now. You know, it's finally, you know, it's like a big turnaround. You know, I'm not going to mention, because we all know what's happened in the last couple of weeks and what's brought us to this situation. And it can only be a good thing and a positive thing for us Black people. So I just hope that we utilize it, and that, you know, all what's been happening is going to come out positive for us.
Definitely. And hear what? If you're that kid at school who, like me, you know, just love puddings, man. What if I can get the pudding for free, man? Big up Marcus, man. Apple pie and custard. Oh, sponge cake with custard. Oh, man. And I don't have to pay for it. What?
I liked apple pie and custard at school. What did you like, Mr. Crossbody? What was your favourite meal at school?
Him, everything. Look at him, everything. Look at him face round. I'm playing, bro. I'm playing.
You know, I used to get in with the cooks, man. The cooks used to like me, you know. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, man. I was friendly with the cooks. You weren't allowed to have seconds, man, but I was, because you know I didn't know to charm the cooks, you know. So that's how I got so strong.
There you go, man.
You're right. What about you? Well, Missy, am I pronouncing your name right? Because I know you're gonna be like, why is she saying my name wrong? Oh, there's a bit of a
jump.
Yeah,
I think it's Miss I. That's
Miss
the way
Miss I. Okay, my darling. What was your favorite food at school? What was your favorite meal?
She's gone.
Okay,
She's gone to the kitchen to actually get it.
She's having connection issues, poor thing. Okay, not to worry. Yeah, so we'll move on. Hopefully she'll come back and then.
Now, what was yours? What was your favorite?
Well, believe it or not, I liked rhubarb. I liked a few things because I'm greedy. Rhubarb and custard. I'm sorry, I love rhubarb. And guess what? I don't like it now. I hate rhubarb now. But I loved rhubarb and custard. What else did I like? I loved apple pie. Oh, apple pie. Anything with that apple pie. Anything sweet. I had a sweet tooth.
How about jam roly-poly?
Pardon?
Jam roly-poly.
Oh my God, yes. With custard again. Everything had to have custard. I'm a big custard freak, so yeah. School days. I mean, to be honest, I guess now when you reflect and when you look at it, you think, yes, the school meals was rubbish but you know, we always used to, because it was either that you'd go for the puddings because that was the best bit, or the main meals was never that, you know, that.
Well, look, the thing what we could say is that those meals were cooked fresh every day at school.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't no microwave thing. It wasn't no prefab. They were cooked with some loving forearms and big metal pots and everything. Oh, listen.
I used to be friends with my our school. What do you call it? You know what do they call it? Dinner ladies. That's it. Dinner ladies. It was always good to be friends with them because a bit like you, Tony, I always used to get a little extra because if you're good, you know.
And I want to say a big shout out to Mrs. West. That was the dinner lady's name. I know she's still thankfully she's still around in good health. Mrs. West from Norfolk School. I'll never forget you for the way you feed me and make me strong.
I'm impressed that you still remember that. God, you're an impression.
She was the important lady in my life, in my development.
Oh, okay.
Hazel Jordan saying that the mashed potato was disgusting. 100%. The mashed potato was never fully mashed.
Yes.
It was never fully mashed. There was always a couple lumps in there, and oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great point, Hazel.
Lumps. I don't like things lumpy.
And they used to sell that with green peas. Remember the green peas that have no taste, man.
Yes. I know. Those were the days, eh? But I think these days, I think they get a slightly better meal now. I would have thought. She says.
Debatable.
No, it depends on the school. I mean, I've worked in school doing mentoring, and I couldn't wait for lunchtime because they used to have a proper fried chicken and do the fish used to be fresh and yeah. So it depends on the school. Fried chicken. I
want to know what school was that. I don't remember. I don't recall getting fried chicken.
No. They some really good cooks.
Everything was bland where it came to my school, I'm afraid. It wasn't exciting at all. I think my packed lunch was more interesting.
Well, listen, you must have been middle class to upper class packed lunch.
I'm saying nothing.
I never had a packed lunch at school in my life.
Really?
No. Whatever they was having at school, that's what I was eating.
No. I'm going back a few decades, but back then school dinners were 25 pence.
Oh my gosh.
25 pence. Your mother used to give you 25 pence. You used to put it in a little brown envelope, bring it to the class, and then that's how your dinners were assured.
Oh my gosh.
Those were the days when dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Yes, I was going to say that. But listen, I don't know about what kind of school you went to, Antigua and Alison, but listen, the chocolate custard in my school, that was the lick. It was the closest thing you had to diluted hot chocolate, man. It was, I long for man, if I could get some chocolate custard now with the same consistency, what?
Maybe Alison can make some for you.
No, she looks like she's traumatized. She don't even eat chocolate again, do you, Alison? So, you know, once you've had something bad as a child, you know, you don't have it as an adult. So
Yeah.
like, I don't have anything to do with raspberries because
Yeah.
that's what my mum used to give me to for washout. You know, the little what was it called? The little raspberry flavored sweeties, which were laxatives.
Oh my gosh.
And I've never had raspberry since. No, you couldn't. No, no, sir.
You're too funny. We won't go into your laxative moments, my lovely. But talking about food, what are your impressions, guys, on you know, the fact that McDonald's, you know, all the shops are opening, all the food shops are opening. You know, what is your impression? Will you be going to, you know, did you used to buy takeaway, and will you be going to a takeaway? Oh, being joined by, hello, Mizzy, can you hear us? Oh,
You need to unmute your microphone, darling.
we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Your microphone.
The microphone. Microphone. Oh.
So the reopening of McDonald's basically. The reopening of McDonald's is
being automatic. I didn't do it.
Ah, there you go. We can
she's fine now.
We can hear you.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Hi,
Sorry.
welcome back. Welcome back. We've just been talking about schools and food and everything, and I was just saying that you know, what's your opinion on all the shops opening? You know, like McDonald's and all that, and apparently there's been big queues and queues for people to queue up, especially, you know, shop Primani. One of the shops has had extremely long queues, and from a lot of our young people as well. What do you guys think about that?
Well,
Queues. Well,
yeah.
If for those who's not going back to work, for those who are not working, I guess, and the weather's nice, I guess the queues is not so bad.
Yeah.
It's when the winter comes, and if the queues continue to be like that, then we're in trouble. Well, I'll be in trouble because I don't like standing in the cold.
You don't like standing in the cold. But what if it was cold today? You know, because from the time the shop opened, I've never.
I don't like the cold period.
So you wouldn't be in the queue, basically. Can you hear me?
Only buy guys to if need be. If need be.
Uh-huh.
I'm not of a I'm not really a shopping person, so
yeah. But the question,
I'll get things online.
Okay, but you know they're opening the takeaways. Would you do that? Because I've been doing home cooking. I don't know about you guys. I've got so used to my home cooking now. I don't know, and I feel I still, because of the COVID thing, I still feel a little bit like in awe of going to a takeaway shop. How do you guys feel about that?
Interesting how the shops will.
Well, it's not going to change no habits of mine because I'm not a fan of McDonald's and KFC.
How
I mean, the thing is, McDonald's has spent billions on advertising and branding, right? So it doesn't surprise me that, you know, after the lockdown's been pulled, that you've got queues of people outside because they've been programmed by McDonald's to see them as, you know, a place where you do go and get your food. So it doesn't surprise me that, you know, their loyal customers have missed them. Now that they've reopened, people are going to go back there and enjoy their junk.
But I'm a bit nervous about the clothes shops because I don't know if I can acquire an address or something. I just don't know if I could do it anymore. I know it sounds weird because then it's like, how do you buy the clothes? And I'd probably buy it and wash it. Oh, I don't even know. It doesn't bear thinking about. But I know it's like paranoia, you guys probably will say. But I just don't feel. I still feel a little bit like I'm not ready to go to the shops yet. I think I'd probably, and I know it's similar to go, you know, shopping online. You know, it's the same thing because you don't know. At least it comes packaged and everything. So I don't know. What are your opinions on that?
Well, with the clothing thing, from what I've been told, is that if you try something on in the shop, then what happens? It has to go into quarantine afterwards. It doesn't go back out on the shop floor. So that's a good thing. Now, I don't know really and truly how long they're going to keep it on the shop. They're going to keep it off the shop floor for. They might just be saying that. But just going back to the food, I think it's a good thing that there's big queues for McDonald's, because what I've been doing now, I've been watching who's in the queue at McDonald's, and that lets me know which on a woman can cook.
Well, no one's died from my cooking. That's what I normally say. So as far as I know, the survivors, they're still here to tell the tale. Oh. Can you hear us, Missy? I can't. Can you hear him? I
And
can't.
Anne-Marie is actually saying you cannot try and close.
Me?
All changing rooms are closed. When clothes are returned, they put it into a quarantine situation. So there you go. You can't even try on clothes now. You may as well just do online shopping then. What's the point?
Exactly.
Unless you're going to do that old-fashioned, pick up the trousers or the pants and put them against you and let me see. This look like it can fit that.
Oh,
It's a nonsense.
But then, the young person, who's that? Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, I saw on the news briefly today that somewhere, I'm not sure if it's Bristol or not necessarily London, but they were allowing you to try the clothes on, but they were allowing one person in the changing room. So my thing is, I wonder what they do with say the person say they've tried it on, they say I don't want it, so they put it back. Are they going to hang it back on the rail? Are they?
No, it goes into quarantine. That item has to go into quarantine for 14 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If everyone came trying on something, so what's going to be on the shop floor?
Exactly. Absolutely. It's madness. It's an absolute madness. And I think Miss I had a good point because, the sun's out. It's lovely. What happens when the weather changes? What happens if we come into like the winter months and, they're still saying this social distancing thing? Because I know I don't do queues, number one. Not because I'm a celebrity and a world famous international comedian. No, I just don't like standing in queues full stop. But if the weather's not nice outside, there's no way on this earth. So I think it's going to cause some major problems between partners.
Yeah.
Especially like when you have the ladies are saying they want to go to Primani, as you want to call it, and try to drag through man then we don't know.
Yes.
And now you're going to have us standing up. No, it's going to cause pressure. It's going to cause pressure.
You probably go and sit in the car and wait then, huh?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Hi, Tony. Everyone's freezing. Is he free? You frozen, Tony?
No idea what's going on this show.
No, that's okay. Hey, it's me and you, Mr. C.
It's just me and you, girl.
Yeah, CNC. It's all right. We'll carry the flag for them. They'll join us, I'm sure, momentarily.
Yeah.
Tony's back.
Tony's back.
Right. So what I was saying is Prime Money is a very popular store. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do the social distancing in there. Are they going to say, well, only 10 customers at a time, and then you're going to have the whole of the high street with people queuing up 2 meters apart? That would be interesting to see.
Madness.
Selfridges, funny you said, actually, that's good that you said that, because Selfridges, they have, I don't know what the footfall was today, but was it yesterday? They had like 3,000 people, but apparently they only let in, was it like 200 people in at a time or something like that? And I was wondering the same thing. How are they going to equate all the social, and even this escalator had social distancing circles on it to make sure that when you're going up and down the escalator that you are, still distancing yourself from other people.
Amazing.
This whole thing is a complete mess. I read this week that our ministers were trying to get the Prime Minister to reduce it from 2 meters to 1 meter. Right. Because it's going to make it easier. But come on, really? I mean, apparently we're told that the numbers are going down of infected individuals. Okay, we don't want to go back to complete normality, but then it's going to make it increasingly inconvenient to do things like shopping.
Well, that's true. That's true. Because even now in I won't mention the name, but one of the shopping places that I shop for my food, the queues are no longer now, which is great. But when you're inside, people, you can still see there's queues for you to pay for your goods. And the queue the other day was going all the way around. I tell you, all the way around the whole of Sainsbury's. Yeah.
Right.
I've never been in such a queue for my food. I mean, the time it was taken just to pay for it.
Right. And they still got two tills out, only 2 cashiers. 400 people. Do you know what I mean? It's incredible.
Yeah, I think it's because they keep using it's unprecedented times. So I think this is all they're just giving it a go. They're trying something and hoping it works. And, perhaps they should reconsider that if things aren't working, that, it needs to change. Moving on. I wanted to know your opinion on the fact that we are now being told we can go back to work. Obviously, you know, they're trying to save the economy, and you know, everyone who's been furloughed, all that money's got to come back. They've, I can't believe that the congestion charge is going on till 10 o'clock at night, for instance, and I think it's £15 now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's £15. What's your opinion on that? Did you all hear me?
Yeah, no, there's a little bit of feedback coming from somewhere. That's what it was.
Okay.
As regards to going back to work, you know, obviously the economy has been struggling over the last 3 months, so that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get their economy back working again and get people easing back into work. Is it safe to do so? The numbers are coming down, so they say. I think the next month and a bit will prove to see how truthful they are being with the numbers.
And for me, I've been waiting to have start rehearsals, because I'm actually rehearsing for a new TV show that's coming soon.
Oh,
well done!
Lovely, lovely.
So how are you able to do that? Are you all going to be doing it still from social distancing perspective or not?
Well, we started rehearsal in doing the Zoom meetings, but then it paused when things happened in our community. And so when I'm just waiting for the next rehearsal setting to see how they're going to play.
Yeah, okay.
It'll be interesting how it's going to be done.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. So she's saying that it is £15 and that it has been the time has been extended till 10 o'clock, and as well as weekends as well. So basically, every day now is congestion charge day. Put it that way.
Yeah, I think TfL have argued that the reason why they're doing this is because they've lost a lot of money for the past 3 months, because passengers have been riding free on their buses, and somehow they've got to claw this money back. But I think one thing listening to that reasoning will tell you that whatever the government has given you for free, i.e. furlough, right? That money, they're going to get that money back. It was never free, right? And whatever the reasons for this COVID or whatever's been taking place behind the scenes that we may not know about, any monies doled out has to be recouped.
Yeah.
So look out for the next few years. Your taxes are going to be going up.
Yeah. No, absolutely, I agree. I think I mean that's what I was saying, because myself included, I'm furloughed, and I mean I'm not going to name and shame because I work for various different companies. However,
name and shame them. Name and shame them.
no, I better not. Seriously. But the fact remains that I can't believe that, you know, and I'm not going to go into it too much, but just basically the fact that some people who have been furloughed, not everybody has been furloughed, because some of the companies have actually said, no, we're not furloughing you, and we're not paying you. So they've not been paid nothing. They've not been paid nothing at all, which I think is really bad, because number one, we pay our taxes, right? And this is something, okay, their words again, unprecedented times, you know, and so it's unprecedented times. So surely the company, you know, all companies should have sort of a duty of care to their staff to look after them, because when this is all over, who are they going to have back? Not the same staff, no? Or are they going to go through a employment process of trying to get new staff? I don't know.
Who knows? But again, I think what you'll see here is that, you know, the government, oh man, they've got a pot of money. They have money. They have a pot of money, and they should really be helping those people, as you said, who haven't been furloughed, those people who have got no income whatsoever. They should really be helping those people. So I don't think they've given out enough information to those people. No. You know, if you miss paying your tax, or you miss paying your council tax, they know where to find you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know where to find you.
Because I know some people, they got the you know, they got the mortgage to be frozen but the problem is it's frozen. But as Tony said, and rightly so. Nothing is free. You know, somewhere along the line, you're going to have to pay all that back. You know, the people want their money; they're going to want it back, so they're going to get it back.
Yeah.
The problem is now a lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people have lost their jobs as well, because this has just had a counter effect on certain individuals.
Yeah, well, it seems like the only people who are going to be happy over the next couple of months are going to be them can't pay, we'll take it away people, them.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, and look out for those TV shows in abundance, right? Bailiffs coming to your house, people's house, taking away their stuff. But you know, there's something you said earlier, Mr. C, and you said as well, Cecilia, with regard to people who are not being furloughed, which means they've got no money whatsoever, right? Their kids are going to school, and those kids, Boris was going to deny them school dinners.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they don't give you the context. They just say, oh well, Boris said he's going to give them school dinners. That makes it all. But the backdrop of it is most of those kids' parents are not working.
Yeah.
So those kids are going to go hungry belly, go to school every day, hungry belly.
Yeah.
And the other thing with that, if those children are going to school with hungry bellies, then what will happen is that certain other people will be saying to those children, oh well, why don't you come and work for me? I've got a little thing for you to do. Carry this little rucksack, go over Yassa.
Right. Your mommy's struggling. She needs the help. I'm gonna give you £500. Just carry this over this man over there, and that's it. And then I'll give you the cash.
Yeah.
This is how this stuff happens.
Yeah. And it's a vicious circle. It becomes a vicious circle.
Absolutely. And in the same token, it's like you know, they've charged. I believe, if my sums are correct, over 18,000 fines were issued for lockdown violations. You know, now is that a money trap, or do you think that's a deterrent?
Oh man,
definitely. You know, most near enough 90% of fines are revenue making schemes. That's what they are. They don't make any changes to the so-called crime that they're trying to target. It's just a stealth way of collecting more money from people. That's all it is. Especially with this isolation, lockdown, violation nonsense. Absolute rubbish. You know what? I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that people have actually been paying it. You know, because I would just start coughing as soon as they come. I would start coughing. I make them run along.
Oh yes, you would. But it's true. I don't know. I think it's like Tony said. The government wants their money back, and so they're going to do everything and anything in order to get it back. So
I wonder whether or not some of these fines can be challenged, because the government only really has a leg to stand on if it's law.
Yeah.
If it's a guideline, guidelines are not statute law, which means then, you see, that can be questioned if you're fined. So, you know, we saw in the early days of the COVID that they were given what was known as ministerial guidelines, right? And in some cases, police were going up to people and saying, well, the law is that, well, no, that's not a law. It's a guideline. Guideline's different to a law, you see? So if you have actually been fined, then it's worth sort of checking to see whether that is actually in law. Because if it's not, then you can challenge it.
It's a very good point, Tony. And this is one of the things what you should always do with the police whenever they try to impose a fine on you or anything like that. First thing is, do not agree with them. Do not say you understand. When they say, do you understand the reason why I've done, tell them you don't understand. Most importantly, ask them to show you the law. Show you where it's written, because you don't believe it's true. And use that as your argument all the time, because I tell you what, police like to quote laws all the time. A lot of the times they're wrong in some of the laws that they quote. Just keep on asking them to show me the law. I don't believe it's a thing. Show it to me. Absolutely.
Police are not lawyers, but what they try to do is use their authority and use their discretion. And of course, once you see a uniform, like you see a doctor's uniform, and a doctor says X, Y, Z, right? You believe them, right? But critical thinking, and we should learn to do this. Critical thinking suggests that what we need to do is question everything. Don't just accept because he's a policeman, he knows the law.
And
oftentimes they don't.
An important word that we as Black people, and I will say it as Black people, because as Black people, we need to start researching. That word researching, because a good example is we all have WhatsApp groups, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And there's been various things floating around to do with, you know, all what's been going on. And I discovered through researching that this wasn't true, what was being sent around, okay? A friend of mine was so adamant and so frustrated with the whole thing, she actually contacted the company to double check on the information that was being circulated. And guess what? It turns out that that information that was being circulated was not correct. The company themselves had never, you know, put anything out there to say what, you know, I don't want to go into it too much, but basically it was misinformation, and that misinformation was really, really bad, because when we get a WhatsApp message, most of us, we read it, you take it in, you process it, and you pass it on to other people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The fact is, once you've read it, sometimes you need to stop and think, is this correct, what I've just received here? Because I think somebody was saying to me about, well, Black people, they don't normally read the small print, or, well, I don't know about Black people, I think people on the whole don't normally read small print. But not that this had a small print, it was the mere fact that the information that was being circulated was incorrect. So I think you're right. Anything to do with legalities and law and everything, I think we need to start educating ourselves and making sure that we are careful in what we are doing, you know, and double check on it before we go ahead with it.
Yeah, and the biggest thing to understand with the police is that the police have one major thing which they try and hold over us, which is time. Because usually when a police stops you, you're on your way going somewhere. So what it is, you don't want to be detained or delayed. But as soon as you interact with the police, in your head, you should think to yourself, time has now stopped. And once time has stopped, then that's it. You now claim back that power of calm. Because once you're saying to yourself, you know, wherever I was going, I've got a good excuse. Police have stopped me, so that's my excuse. So if I'm late for work, if I'm late to go for a date, or if I'm late to go anywhere else, my reason is because the police have stopped me. It's a damn good reason. And then what happens is, once you you take back and you claim that time, now you can inconvenience the police. So it's about never, if you honestly believe that you haven't done anything wrong, that you think that what they're doing is wrongful, then literally you do not agree to be contracted with them, because everything in law is contract. So that's why the police will always say to you, do you understand? And if you keep on saying, no, I don't understand, because you haven't explained it to me, and no, I don't understand because you haven't shown it to me, watch the frustration on their faces, because all they've been trained to do is get you to say, I understand, so they can go to the next step.
Yes. But you know what, moving on to on a little lighter note, because we're almost out of time now, I just wondered, is there anything that you've watched lately, you know, like in terms of entertainment? Because obviously Netflix is been, you know, like the #1 app, #1 show in terms of what they've got to offer that people have been watching. Because a lot of people say, oh, I don't even switch on my TV anymore. But having said that, when it comes to Netflix, because they've got all these films out and all the rest of it, what good films have you guys seen? I can tell you before you even say, just in case you take my film away, but I don't know if you've seen Spike Lee's new movie, which is called The Five Bloods. Now, guys, if you've not seen this film, you need to see it. Ladies, if you go to watch that film, the only thing I would say, the first 5 minutes is a little bit, you know, scary. I think that's the best word. A little bit, it'll sort of make you go, and that's it, okay? But I just thought I'd give you that little warning so you're aware of it. But apart from that, the film is absolutely a wicked film. Well done, Spike Lee. It's beautiful cinematography, the script, the actors are very good. And I'll tell you who you'll recognize. You might recognize a couple of people. Clark Peters, who's a well-renowned actor and dancer, as well as you'll recognize Chad Boseman, who was in Black Panther. So that's my recommendation. What about you guys?
Well, I'm not really much for TV, if I'm honest with you, and I haven't got a subscription to Netflix, so I don't have I don't have the opportunity to watch it. What I have been doing, I mean, I've been doing sort of online courses. So universities now have been giving away.
Yourself, Tony. That's brilliant.
Yeah, so universities are offering sort of free online courses in pretty much anything you want to learn. And so I've been just sort of trying to just swat up on certain things that I'm not very good at, and because obviously once we get back out there won't be any, we won't have that time again, will we? So I've just been using my time to sort of fill my brain.
Well done to you. Well done. And what about you, Mr. C? What have you been doing?
I've been watching Pornhub, which has been keeping me really. You know, you talk about exercise earlier on and everything. My arms are like Popeye now and everything. For research purposes, because we've had so much talk about black on black violence. So I like to watch Black on Black Love, as I like to call it. Black on Black Love is no, seriously.
That was serious.
No.
I was look. I was sucking up. I was listening to everything you said. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, seriously, I've been watching quite a few things online. So, you know, every Tuesday and Thursday, I watch Judy Loves.
Brilliant.
She does a quarantine dating night thing, which is absolute top quality. If you haven't been watching that, it's from literally from 9 o'clock until 2 a.m. in the morning. It's absolute quality, bringing kind of conversations about black people and relationships together. It's fantastic. On a Sunday, I'll probably watch White Yardie, who does a versus where he'll get two people within the world of entertainment to play music and different challenges. So on Sunday, he had Dizzle versus Major Hype, and that was full of entertainment and fun and laughter. My good comedy brother Kane Brown has got a show on a Wednesday now where he's doing, you know, he's building up to doing his own dating show. And again, my good brother Quincy does one called Daddy Issues on a Thursday, where us as black men talk about the issues that we have as fathers, as you know, being in relationships with the ultimate champions of desire, black women. And this Sunday, we're looking forward to doing a Father's Day show for father to father and father figure are coming together to doing a special event for fathers. So I'm watching all of my stuff online, and this is what's been beautiful about this moment in time, is that, you know, programs like this, What a Week, you know, hashtag Comedy TV, there's so many things for us now, what we can watch online, and we don't have to pander to the BBC or to Channel 4, whatever, to provide us programs. We're actually creating our own programs, and I'm quite happy to watch them online. And
you know what? That's well overdue. I used to work at the BBC many moons ago, and I remember a white producer telling me, because I used to go around at BBC covering other people's positions when they're away or ill or what have you. And basically, one day I worked in the script department, and we used to get a lot of scripts. And I'm not going to say who, but there was a certain type of people that they had a translator to take their scripts. When it came to our scripts, I was told, oh, can you send a standard letter? The standard letter, because basically I'd get a script and it would have me hear them say ting and ting. They couldn't be bothered to read that or want it interpreted. Yeah, seriously, I worked at the BBC for a while, hence why we formed the Black Workers Group. But that's another topic we can talk about. But basically, in a nutshell, I remember this, and I tackled the producer one day, and I said, why is it that, you know, it's our scripts and blah, blah, you don't want to know? And she said, you know, if you want your thing to be shown properly, you all need to do it yourselves. And I've always taken that with me. I've always remembered it, and it's true. And now is the time for us to start doing it ourselves. Now, guys, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you. We've come to the end of the show, unfortunately. And what a week it's been. It's been wonderful to talk to you, Mr. C. It's been wonderful to talk to you, Tony. And not forgetting our lovely Missy, she's still we didn't get a chance to talk much.
She turns up right at the end.
Unfortunately, the powers that be with the, you know, with the reception and all that. Like I said, I know nothing about all this technology. It just goes over my head. But I'm just glad that I was able to be here with you guys today. And it's been a very interesting conversation.
Big up to all the people who made comments and everything as well, and all the watchers. Big up to all yourselves and to your lovely people.
Yes,
and
thank you.
I have been here in the background listening, so I'm glad I was here to even listen and be part of. What is it? What a week?
What
What
a
a week!
What a week for you!
What a week! You know, there's
What
different
a
ways you can say it, depending what kind of week you've had. So it really is, you know, it has been what a week. And with that in mind, I wish you guys a good evening, and you know, stay safe, stay well, stay blessed, and hope to see you all again soon. All right.
God bless.
Right.